What is something that a fictional chacter said that stuck with you? Serious. Sometimes I guess there just aren't enough rocks. Forrest Gump.
Sin, young man, is when you treat people like things. Including yourself. That's what sin is. Granny Weatherwax.
You can ask any doctor, sometimes it seems like patients just hang on until everyone's had a chance to say goodbye. JD, Scrubs. By coincidence, I first watched that episode with that particular quote in it the night after my grandmom died. She died whilst I was on the plane to see her and say my goodbyes, and I missed her by mere hours. That particular line had me on the floor weeping like a baby.
People aren't thinking about you the way that you're thinking about you. Alexis Rose.
Everybody's haunted by who they were and who they thought they'd be. Caduceus Clay.
Money doesn't change people. It just makes it easier for them to be who they are. Grandpa Abraham Simpson.
It is possible to make no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness, that is life. Thank you, Captain Picard.
The situation is already fucked, don't put your dick in it. Christian Avasarala, The Expanse.
We all need friends, old-timer. We die alone, but we live among men. John Marston. Can a man be brave, even-eyed he's afraid? That's the only time a man can be brave. Some people are so far behind in the race that they actually believe they're leading. Corrado Soprano.
Every day, it gets a little easier. But you have to do it every day, that's the hard part. But it does get easier.
Saruman believes it is only great power that can hold evil in check, but that is not what I have found. I have found it is the small everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Simple acts of kindness and love. Gandalf.
When a child first catches adults out, when it first walks into his grave little head that adults do not always have divine intelligence, that their judgments are not always wise, their thinking true, their sentences just, his world falls into panic desolation. The gods are fallen and all safety gone. And there is one sure thing about the fall of gods, they do not fall a little, they crash and shatter or sink deeply into green muck. It is a tedious job to build them up again, they never quite shine. And the child's world is never quite whole again. It is an aching kind of growing east of Eden. John Steinbeck.
My first time, Afghanistan. We were moving through a house and suddenly a man was there and I shot him in the stomach. Yeah, that's a real war story. There are never any good stories like in movies, they're shit. A man was there. Boom. Stomach. I was so scared I didn't pull the trigger again for the rest of the day. I thought, well, that's it, Baco. You put a bullet in someone. You're not you anymore. You'll never be you again. But then you wake up the next morning and you're still you. And you realize, that was you all along. You just didn't know. From the 4th episode of Chernobyl.
Dallin from the Stormlight Archives. It really means a lot coming from him, as through the whole series he has been fighting every day to be a better person than he was. What is the most important step a man can take? The next one, always the next one.
I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Edit. Apparently it's a different Douglas Adams work. Dirk Gently.
Despite my best efforts to the contrary, it turns out I've won. Arthur Morgan.
Pippin. I didn't think it would end this way. Gandalf. And? No. The journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path. One that we all must take. The gray rain curtain of this world rolls back. And all turns to silver glass. And then you see it. Pippin. What? Gandalf? See what? Gandalf. White shores. And beyond. A far green country under a swift sunrise. Pippin. Well. That isn't so bad. Gandalf. No. No. It isn't. A man's emotions are what define him. Control is the hallmark of true strength. To lack feeling is to be dead. But to act on every feeling is to be a child. Dalinar Colon.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.